Hi, this is Sherry. Veronica, do you remember that nurse? I don't know if she's a nurse now. I don't think she is. She's so sick she can't even work. So no, she's not a nurse any longer. But she is the one that, while she worked at the QEH, the Queen Elizabeth Hospital, she went in for surgery to have a partial hysterectomy, and they ended up taking everything. And then when she came to discover that everything was taken, and she asked the question like, why did she take it all? They said, well, it's because she had cancer, and she had everything going wrong inside there. Then for her to find out she was fine, then to find out there was nothing wrong with her. All of her tests came back clear. So the question is, why did the doctors remove her body parts without them needing to, and then trying to hide the files on why they did what they did? They tried to hide the files. Now, when I got this blog, I called a friend of Naked Departure, a friend to the channel Naked Departure, and that knows about the Queen Elizabeth Hospital. And they're saying that the Queen Elizabeth Hospital is not going to entertain her. She's not going to get any money to do corrective surgery. She's not going to get any money because of the medical malpractice. Yeah, she's not going to get any money from the doctor's actions. Okay, they're going to turn their backs on her, even as an employee and even as a resident and a citizen of Barbados. They are going to turn their backs on her. And then I was talking to the person who sent this, and they're saying that she is afraid that she's going to not make it. Okay, the nurse is afraid that she's not going to make it because she's walking around with a surgical clip inside of her, and she doesn't have the money. She's kind of poor. That's what they're saying. I would love for her to call me. Please call me. I'm talking to you, the nurse, the ex-nurse, call me. But they're saying that she is kind of poor, and she actually doesn't have the money, especially now she's not working. She doesn't have it to pay about $60,000 to have that clip removed. And even if they remove the clip, they're not going to give her back what was taken. I remember years, maybe over a decade ago, I mentioned to you about body parts and the Queen Elizabeth Hospital. You guys thinking that I'm just talking crap. I'm telling you, if you are not sitting at that table, if you are not at the conference table, determining and deciding and having a voice in how your life goes, if you're not at the table, sitting at the table, you're on it. If you're not sitting at that table, you are on it. Okay, you are a meal. Okay, pick sense from that nonsense I just said. If you're not invited to sit at that table, believe you me, you are on it. You're just a number. Okay, so she ended up being a number. Okay, so they're saying that their hearing is going to court. If it hits the court, it's public. It's public. Okay, it's public information. If you see it. I have friends of the court that are friends of this channel too. I'm going to try to get copies of the complaint. It's public information. The people who work in the court are paid by taxpayers' money. Remember that, okay? So we're going to watch this week. I'm going to be asking people who work there if they can get their hands, or I can have someone go and take, I'll find out more. Don't worry, I'll dig into this and try to find out more and get copies of the complaint that was filed, if it was filed. But they're saying that she is really suffering. Her employer terminated, and she has this surgical clip that she needs to give back. And another thing, when they do surgery, don't they count to make sure that they have everything that they had, for surgery back in the tray? You usually count to know, well, it's one thing is missing, two things are missing, there's only one place it could be. If you're missing something, it's only one place it could be. So it was sloppy work. It was very, very sloppy work. I want to not forget about her. I want to have you not forget about her. Okay? I want to have you not forget about her. Okay? She depended on the experts in Barbados, the professionals in Barbados, to tell her what was wrong with her because she was having bad periods. Okay? A lot of women have bad periods and they usually say, oh, it's fibroids or it's this or that. But when the pap smear came back, for some reason, it was clean, it was clear. She didn't know. It probably went straight to the doctors. And then when she went into surgery and she was opened, it was pink. It was nice and clean in there. Everything was good. Everything was good. Why didn't they close her back up? That's the question. What's wrong with you? What's wrong with you guys? How is this not something like the elephant in a China store? How could you not be wondering, how could this have happened? How could this have happened when they open up someone and everything is optimal, pristine, and they still go ahead? They still go ahead with the surgery and take things out? Are you guys not hearing this? Not caring? You're going to get sick one day. Hopefully not. Or someone that you know will get sick. Hopefully not. But it happens. It happens. The QEH could not be there if there weren't sick people in the beds. It's happening. And it happens. So you want to know that when you go for a CAT scan or whatever it is that you do, the scans you do, and the report goes to the doctor and they're read by the radiologist and blah blah ish and blah 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 ish and all the experts with all those names and credentials. You want to know that they know how to read it. You want to know that when they see these reports come back from the labs, that they know what they're looking at. And when they're interpreting what they're seeing, the squiggly things up and down, the squiggly things left on, they need to know what they're reading. And they need to know when they talk to the doctors what's going to be done, if anything at all should be done. You cannot have a clean bill of health. You cannot have a clean bill of health and be put on an operating table and be cut up. You can't. Should not happen. And then the hospital is not trying to mitigate damages by at least saying, okay, we'll do this. We'll make sure that the clip that is really causing the problem for you, we'll make sure that that's removed. And then maybe give her, they have it. Okay, remove the clip and give her some money. Do that. Give her back her job. Give her like 3-4 months to heal after the clip is taken out, and give her back her job. What's wrong with that? What's wrong with that? Nothing is wrong with that. The only thing that is wrong with that is they don't see you like that. They don't see you as having that kind of worth. You're not worthy. You're not worthy for them to sit at a conference table and not have you on the table. Okay, you're not worthy to take a seat next to them. Okay, all you are is someone on the table to be cut up and dissected. That's what you are, and that's how they see you, especially when you're poor. When you're poor. So we're going to be looking out. We're going to be looking out for the lady that had the unnecessary surgery. We're going to be looking out if and when she files a complaint, if she files a lawsuit. we're going to be looking out for that. If it's mentioned here that it's hushed up or whatever, it may be something cooking right now in the courts. You kind of know it. So I'm going to push to see if I can get a copy of any complaint, and I am going to give it to you, right? Lord have mercy. If I see it appear, if it comes to me, send it to me. If I get it, whatever I get, I'm going to give it to you. I'm going to show you what this lady is going through. I'm going to show you that those doctors should have been fired. Someone should have been held accountable. I mean, when they did that thing to the Motley guy, that went all the way. they probably created a new dimension for how they are handling that family member that was deceased under when he went to have a colonoscopy, and he didn't make it, and they are making the whole of that particular company. They are ready to take that person to prison. They're ready to take all the money they can get and bankrupt that particular agency. That's what needs to happen here. It doesn't have to be me and Motley's money or Motley's money. You need to make sure that when something like this happens, something as egregious as this happens, that someone is held accountable. Someone must be held accountable, okay? It must happen. It must happen, okay? So that's it for this. My next report on this, I may have a name, the plaintiff's name, the complainant's name. I will have a name. She is not a ghost. She's not a ghost. So I'm probably going to have a name, and I'm inviting her. As she filed it in court, she probably won't be able to talk to me, but the records will speak for themselves. The records, whatever evidence or whatever, I don't know, she would put the medical records in with her initial complaint, but however that spells, however it's written, if I get my hands on that, within minutes, you'll be able to see it. Within minutes, okay? So this is Sherry Veronica.
Help me spread the word about Naked Departure via social media. Subscribe and share to show support and love for our channels.